Everyone was crying at the burial. Heavy sobs, broken wails, forced tears. She stood there in silence, motionless, cold, unreadable, because she was the only one who knew how he really died. Quietly at the dusty burial ground, while the pastor spoke in slow practice words about a good man and a peaceful death. The sun burned relentlessly overhead. The air felt thick, suffocating, heavy with whispered prayers and murmured condolences. People nodded solemnly as the pastor preached. Some cried loudly, dramatically. Others wiped tears that looked rehearsed, almost obligatory. Grace didn't cry, not because she didn't care, but because she knew the truth, and the truth had drained every tear from her eyes. The man lying silent in the polished coffin was her uncle, Uncle Tunde. To the village, he was a generous man, well respected and always smiling. A man greeted with exaggerated respect and warm handshakes wherever he went. But Grace had lived in his house for 2 long, uncomfortable years. She knew another version of him. A wild version. The one who drank heavily every night, stumbling in with alcohol-soaked breath. The one whose temper fled easily, whose voices thundered through the house, whose hands were always not gentle. She had seen him shout. She had seen him rage. She had seen him hit his wife, Auntie Bosse, in terrifying silence. Always when no one else was watching, that version of Uncle Tunde stayed hidden behind closed doors. It never went to church, neither did it ever attend any family meeting. The night Uncle Tunde died, Grace was there. Later they said it was God. They said nobody saw it coming, but Grace saw every little thing that happened that night. There was a fight, an ugly one, a terrifying fight at that. Uncle Tunde had been drinking again. His words were sharp, harsh, and carried venom like that of a scorpion. They cut very deep. Auntie Bosse begged him to stop. Her voice was shaking, cracking, breaking as she pleaded. He didn't stop. Then it happened. He fell, not gently, not slowly, but violently, hitting the hard floor with a sickening sound. For a brief moment, there was silence, and then panicking everywhere. They rushed him to the clinic. In confusion, hearts racing, voices overlapping, but it was already too late. The doctor asked questions, too many uncomfortable questions. What happened before he fell? Was there an argument? Did he complain of any pain? Before Grace could open her mouth, the family answered hurriedly. They said nothing happened. They said he just fell sick. They said it was sudden. Later, Grace was pulled aside and warned in low, stern voices, "This is family matter. Don't bring shame to us. The dead cannot defend themselves." And just like that, there was silence. And the truth was silenced. At the burial, people spoke glowingly of Uncle Tunde. They praised him endlessly. They called him a role model, a pillar of the community, a loving husband. Auntie Bosse cried the loudest, not because she missed him, but because everything she endured would now be buried with him. As the dry dirt covered the coffin, Grace felt something settle painfully inside of her. Not grief, not sadness, but guilt. Because silence can also be a lie. She stood there surrounded by mourners, surrounded by voices, surrounded by praise, yet she was completely alone. No tears fell. No words escaped her lips. Even now, Grace doesn't know if keeping quiet was right. But every time she remembers that day, every time the image returns, she understands sometimes The truth is buried deeper than the body, and the people who know it are forced to carry it, live with it, and also suffer in silence. Hey my lovelies, if these stories touched you even a little, please don't just sit, listen, and scroll away. Kindly hit the subscribe button, like, share, and comment. It truly helps us to grow and tell more meaningful stories. See you next time. Bye-bye.